Take your mark.
Doubt has crept in my mind. I mean, it has. I can't deny that, just based on her first two swims here. They were not Katie Ledecky-ish, Rich. I mean, she won the 500 by 8 seconds. You would scream from the rooftops if it was anybody like that, anybody else but Katie Ledecky. 2.5 seconds slower than what she went last year in this race. She did not go as fast in the 400 IM. She went 3:58, one of the few swimmers in history to break 4 minutes. But she didn't go as fast as she went at Pac-12. But, and I say that with a big but, she went 15:03, broke the American NCAA record just a couple of months ago in College Station. So yes, there is a chance. She has to average 27.25 per 50 to have a chance.
As we've talked about so often, she is racing against the ghost of herself, her races in the past.
And don't you think that is so unappreciated? I do from the general public.
Yeah.
The swimming public obviously knows, and what an incredible streak this has been the last, I say 5 years, really, go almost 6 years, dating back to London in 2012 when she burst onto the scene as a young 15-year-old. But, I mean, this is the first 150 yards. I mean, this is 66 lengths of the pool. That was after 6 lengths of the pool, and nobody else is in sight. Look at the picture. It tells 1,000 words right there. So I think that's one of the things, I was talking to her brother Michael about this yesterday. It's got to be difficult. I can't imagine the difficulty swimming day after day, week after week, year after year by herself. She has rivals in her events that she has to come down to, the 200 free, 400 IM, 100 free, but she has no rivals, none, zero, for 6 years, 5.5 years in her best events, the 400, 800 freestyle.
I mean, if you're a distance swimmer, it's kind of a solitary thing for you anyway.
Absolutely. It's a strange thing with her. I mean, even Michael Phelps, who is without question the greatest swimmer, male or female, the greatest Olympian, in my opinion, in history, in my opinion, the greatest athlete in history, he still had rivals. I mean, 400 IM, he had Ryan Lochte. He had yin to his yang. Katie Ledecky doesn't have that. She really doesn't, Rich. And these first 2 years have proven that in her best events, the 500 and 1650. If she just swam these events, it would just be unheard of. And that's a 27.4, 54.9 at 2 54.9s in a row. She's got to average 27.25. We can obviously double that. That's 54.5. So she's not starting off the way you'd think she would to be able to try to break that record, although her first 100 was 52.1.
When you look at major sports, Rowdy, a couple of people come to mind as far as dominance goes. Almost 100 years ago, Babe Ruth and what he did. More recently, Wayne Gretzky and what he did. Those guys were so far above everybody else in what they were doing. They didn't have real rivals as far as their individual production. As you said, Michael Phelps did have rivals. Ledecky, like Ruth, like Gretzky, so far ahead of the rest of the field.
Yeah, there's a question. She's way under right now, 27.5. Again, she has to average 27.2, but she went out in 52. So that's 26. I mean, she's looking good. And she's way under, by the way, on her pace right now. She's almost 4 seconds under there. That's good as far as, quote unquote, breaking that magical barrier. 4:36. I'm going to throw some fun facts with you here.
Oh, this is good. I eat this up.
Think about this. Her third 500 here, Rich. Not her first, but her third 500 would have won the 500 freestyle.
That's ridiculous.
Taking away the last 3 years in the last 11 years. From 2003 to 2013, she would have won the 500 with her third 500. It is mind-boggling, the facts that come out of my mouth about Katie Ledecky. There she is, 4:31.8, her first 500. 4:31.5, just put that in perspective, her first 500. Katie Drabot, her sophomore teammate at Stanford, finished second in the 500 a couple of days ago, 4:34.8, 3 seconds behind that first 500 of a mile for Katie.
So 1/3 of the way through, 4:59.12.
Yeah, I can hear the PA guy behind me, and this crowd really needs to get into it. It's not quite a packed house, but every single person, as this race develops, they need to get into Katie's ear because she can feel that energy. And it's so easy to root for Katie because she is such a good person in and out of the pool. If you only knew what a great person she is out of the pool, it would make you realize how easy it is to cheer for her. 54.6, by the way, on that last 100. Remember, she's got to average 54.5.
By the way, you mentioned what a great person. I think she's going to use that platform in a lot of good ways for many, many years.
Smoker looking pretty good. She's a person that can do so much as far as having that energy be efficient. Conserves the first 500, but takes it out fast enough, and then manages the middle part of the race, which is she's doing right now. Managing it as far as stroke technique goes. She doesn't
4 or 5
have
seconds ahead of her pace right now, her record pace. That's 15:03.31. She wants to break that. She wants to break 15 here on her 21st birthday.
54.7, if you're keeping track at home. That was a 27.3. And remember, we got it. I said 27.2. She's got to average 54.5. But you have to remember, she threw in the 52 to go off. So she's got some breathing room with each split as she goes along here, Rich.
Just this past summer, she won 6 more medals in the Worlds in Budapest, 5 golds, 15 World Championship medals all time, including 14 gold and, of course, 5 Olympic.
And you know, she's approaching the rest of the field. We're not already half through the race. And I think that's actually going to help her here because now at least, figuratively speaking, she's got something to chase. There's sort of a rabbit ahead of her. Of course, the rabbit is getting ready to be lapped, but a rabbit ahead of her to at least chase down, and maybe she can lap somebody twice. There's the halfway mark right there, and she was 7:29.
Right around
there. So the last time when she broke the record back in November, she negative split the race. Her 500s, Rich, 4:36, 4:33, 4:34. So she actually got faster as the race went on, especially the middle part of the race.
If she does that here, she'll have it. She set the record back in November at the Art Adamson Invitational in College Station, Texas.
You know, another fun fact to throw at you. If you take if we go back to the Rio Olympics where she just completely dominated, take the margin of victory in every single men's race in Rio. Every single race in Rio, in the men's side, the combined time was 6.6 seconds. That margin that Ledecky had in just her races, 11 seconds.
Incredible. So we're approaching 1,000 yards here. The American record in the 1,000 free, 8:59.65. NCAA record, 9:06.90.
She's not going to get that. She's not going to get 8:59. But again, when you're talking about the 1,000-yard record, at 8:59, Rich, that is her record, by the way. It was in the individual 1,000 race. Yes. It wasn't going out. 9:09.34. That's a kind of a barrier you look at, the 1,000 mark. Well over halfway, 9:09. Slipped off on the pace a little bit here, 9:05. Still 4 seconds over. 4 seconds under, 27.6. Again, think of your mind. 54.9 there, 100. 27.250. She needs to be 54.5, 27.2s. 27.2s, 54.5. That's what you want to try to get in your mind to see one of the most magical barriers in the history of the sport before.
And she is swimming a 16.50, and she broke the NCAA record in the 1,000 free.
And what she's done for women's swimming is just unheard of. Up until 1976, it's not that long ago, up until 1976, no man in history of swimming had ever gone faster than Ledecky. So this is, I remember watching Casey Converse 30 years ago be the first man to break 15 minutes. And here we are getting ready close to maybe perhaps watching Katie Ledecky, although that split was 55 flat, so she has slipped off a little bit. She cannot afford to slip anymore. She can't have a bunch of 55 flats in here. It won't happen. She's got to move the needle back to 54 highs at least, 54.7, 54.8. 27.4 there.
500 yards left.
10:28, she's still 2.5 seconds faster. What once was 5 seconds is now 2.5. So the clock is starting to tick ahead of her.
So you're saying 2.5 seconds ahead of her record pace?
No, 2.5 seconds ahead of trying to
break 15.
Her record pace, 2.5 seconds ahead of her record pace.
Which was 15:03:31.
Right, so if we're looking to break 15 minutes, which we all are, that is something you don't want to tinker with anymore. She's got to get back under. But she's still got a great shot of breaking her own record, which by the way is 15:03, which by the way is 24 seconds faster, 2 seconds faster than anybody else has ever been. And that's Leah Smith, who was amazing at 15:25.
Ledecky has now lapped the entire field. She's in lane number 4, lane 8 at the top of your screen, lane 1 at the bottom. She's swimming there in the black cap, just passing Allie McHugh of Penn State in the white cap.
It's hard to see her because she is starting to lap and everybody kind of mixes up together. But there's Katie right there again, black cap in the middle, like you said. Those swimmers she's lapped. So as you said, Rich, everyone in the field has been lapped at this point. 11:51. Let's get back to splits. Still 2 seconds under pace, under American record pace, not 15-minute pace, under American record pace. Two big differentiators here in what we're looking for. Record, 15 minutes. Two big differences.
So Katie Ledecky looking to break her own records, looking to break 15 minutes. She's got 12 lengths to go.
Great distance swimmers in history, obviously. I remember her breaking the 800 freestyle record by 8.5 seconds back in 1989. It took 19 years for somebody to break her record, and Katie did it in a span of 2 years by 10 seconds. She's hurting right now, though, Rich. 56.3. She's really settled back now, and
225 yards left.
And what's happened is she's starting to scramble a little bit. She's real short on her stroke, kind of bouncing up and down, and that's not the Katie Ledecky stroke we're normally looking at.
She's got 8 lengths left.
You have to admire, again, the ability to do this alone, but you can see that's a beautiful shot, guys, of that stroke all by herself. And as you zoom away, you can see she's lost her leg, and she's not attacking the turns like she normally does. Normally, she's like the Tasmanian devil into and out of the turns. Watch this turn coming up. Important turn here because this is what I want to point out. She almost bobs up and then hesitates. She's not getting over. She's not kind of tucking that chin to the chest and getting over quick enough. And look at the legs. Absolutely no legs at the end. And I'm saying all this when it comes to Katie Ledecky. Anybody else we're talking about, it's unfair for me to be even halfway critical for her, but when it comes to Katie Ledecky, this is what you're seeing. I mean, it is what it is. 100 yards to go. 14-12. Now she's 2 seconds over her record pace. Now forget about 15 minutes, that's not going to happen.
So she has 3 lengths left, just above her, Allie McHugh of Penn State, who she passed a while ago and had almost a body length lead on. Now, McHugh hanging tough with her, but again, Katie's a lap ahead of Allie McHugh. There's the bell for Katie, 2 lengths left.
What an incredible swimmer. It's so unappreciated. 56.4, she's really dropped off on her hundreds, but she's going to win this race by over 2 lengths.
Katie Ledecky, that record 15:03.31. Meet record 15:07.70 that she set last year at the NCAAs, and this time 15:07.57. It's a new NCAA championships record by 13/100ths. And it is the third fastest swim of all time. Katie Ledecky here on her 21st birthday.
Just a little off. I just think she probably missed her taper just a little bit. And that's such a science. Here comes second place right there, Rich.
Allie McHugh of Penn State, 15:36.27. And that's a personal best for McHugh, 28.5 seconds behind Ledecky, if you're keeping track. And then Hannah Moore of NC State in lane number 3 finishes third.
Yeah, just, again, I so appreciate, I think any swimmer will tell you, you're looking at, right there, you're looking at the greatest woman swimmer in the history of the sport. It's a good time to live in, buddy. Let me tell you, man. It's a good time to live in. I got a chance to see the greatest male and the greatest female. There's the family, still cheering her on. Still so proud of her. The humility and grace of that family and this young woman right here is just, if you only knew.
There's no braggadocio in her.
No.
Second consecutive year, Ledecky has won the NCAA title in the mile, and Stanford in this one goes 1, 4, and 5. Leah Stevens and Megan Burns also in the top 5 in this one for Stanford. So the top 6 have Ledecky and then McHugh of Penn State, Hannah Moore of NC State, and then Ledecky Stanford teammates Megan Burns and Leah Stevens, and Molly Kowal of the host school, Ohio State.
Yeah, at the time.
And Ledecky is downstairs with Danielle Trotta.
Rich, thank you so much. Katie, first of all, happy 21st birthday. Can you think of a better way to celebrate? Win an NCAA individual title, another one?
Yeah, I think this is the best birthday party I'll probably ever have.
How pleased were you with that performance, Katie? I know it's a long and grueling event.
Yeah, it's a long and grueling event. It's a long and grueling week. I'm just so proud of my team and wanted to give it my all for them today and put together something that I could be proud of.
I know you're a goal setter, your last individual event in this year's NCAAs. How do you feel you've performed over the last few days compared to the goals you set for yourself coming in?
I was maybe a little off my goals, but I'm pretty hard on myself. I set some pretty high goals, so if I fall a little short, it's not the end of the world. And again, I'm just so happy to be a part of this team, and this is the most fun I've ever had at meet.
Katie's team helped her celebrate this morning with a special breakfast, and she had her own special birthday chair. Congratulations, Katie.
Thank you.